Okay, Rant. You cannot write a single line without a cosmology, a cosmogony, laid out before all eyes. There's no part of yourself you can separate out, saying, this is memory, this is sensation, this is the work I care about, this is how I make a living. It is cold, it is cold. It always was cold. You do not make it so. There's nothing to integrate. Your presence. The work stands from, there's nothing to integrate. Your presence. You are, you are an appendage of the work. The work stems from, hangs from the heaven you create. Every man, every woman carries a firmament inside, and the stars in it are not the stars in the sky. Without imagination, there is no memory. Without imagination, there is no sensation. Without imagination, there is no will, desire. History is a living weapon in your hand, and you have imagined it. It is thus that you find out for yourself. History is a dream of what can be. It is the relationship between things in a continuum of imagination. What you find out for yourself is what you select out of an infinite sea of possibility. No one can inhabit your world, yet it is not lonely. The ground of imagination is fearlessness. Discourse is videotape of a movie, of a shadow play. But the puppets are in your hand, your counters, in a multidimensional chess which is divination and strategy. The war that matters is the war against the imagination. All other wars are subsumed in it. The ultimate famine is the starvation of the imagination. It is death, to be sure. But the undead seek to inhabit someone else's world. The ultimate claustrophobia is the syllogism. The ultimate claustrophobia is, it all adds up. Nothing adds up, and nothing stands in for anything else. The only war that matters is the war against the imagination. The only war that matters is the war against the imagination. The only war that matters is the war against the imagination. All other wars are subsumed in it. There's no way out of the spiritual battle. There's no way you can avoid taking sides no matter what you do. There's no way out of the spiritual battle. There's no way you can avoid taking sides. There is no way you cannot have a poetics, no matter what you do. Plumber, baker, teacher, you do it in the consciousness of making or not making your world. You have a poetics. You step into the world like a suit of ready-made clothes, or you etch in light. Your firmament spills into the shape of your room, the shape of the poem of your body, of your loves. A woman's life, a man's life, is an allegory. Dig it. There's no way out of the spiritual battle. The war is the war against the imagination. You can't sign up as a conscientious objector. The war of the worlds hangs here, right now, in the balance. It is a war for this world, to keep it a veil of soul-making. The taste in all our mouths is the taste of our power, and it is bitter as death. Bring yourself home to yourself and enter the garden. The guy at the gate with a flaming sword is yourself. The war is the war for the human imagination, and no one can fight it but you, and no one can fight it for you. The imagination is not only holy, it is precise. It is not only fierce, it is practical. Men die every day for the lack of it. It is vast and elegant. Intellectus means light of the mind. It is not discourse, it is not even language. The inner sun. The polis is constellated around the sun. The fire is central. So some of the things that are there, I wasn't thinking about them, but they came in as a memory, sensation, will, and desire are the middle of the tree of life. They're Kesed and Gebret, and so they're like, there's a book called The Tree of Life that is in the Judaic, but also the Western magical tradition, and the central part of it is said to be like a personality. The center of that is a sun, is a Tigrat, which is the planet that's corresponding to that is the sun, and memory is on one side, and will, which is the strength place, is on the other side. The Venus place is right under, so it's like that, and that's so that's desire, and over here is, I don't know what word they use for it, but the word, but anyway, so there's that kind of thing in there. So these words that just came in, like a man's life is an allegory, as Keats on his letters. History is what you find out for yourself is from Alton lecture. I mean, I wasn't thinking about any of these guys, but they just said, there's the lines in there. Anyway, yeah, so isn't this around the time are you guys missing your break? Is it time? But did you know it goes on?
There will be time enough.
There will be time enough.
What's really interesting is exactly 7:30, which is when we usually take our break.
I was thinking maybe this would be a good stopping place.